Following video contains spoilers, sarcasm, lies, exaggeration, drug references, unhinged ranting, crude humor, sex jokes, disregard for canon, and a lack of concern for your political beliefs.
Honestly, I don't take myself too seriously, and neither should you. Episode 1, A Breath of Fresh Air. The world is f***ed after Korra left the spirit portals open. Surprising no one. Airbenders are the new X-Men, and the only good thing about Season 2 is that you can only go up after hitting rock bottom. Opening scene is the man Boomy nearly dying when his Tamagotchi comes back for revenge. He manifests surprise airbending powers, you know, airbending, the thing Korra spent 16 years failing to learn, despite being part god. Meanwhile, what the fuck was I thinking? Korra is surveying the new Spirit Woods, popping up in the middle of Republic City, forcing the people out of their homes, and naive teen Jinora can't help seeing all this as a net good, because she's never had to live through a housing crisis. Over somewhere else, the president is planning a war on plants to solve the humanitarian crisis waiting to happen, but Korra shows up to contradict him. But when she can't justify her own actions, she falls back on scapegoating the president by saying he should be kissing the ground she walks on for defeating the kaiju, which she unleashed. Not a dumbass Lin this season has to play referee. The writers have completely given up on the brothers after the whole tried to sleep with Korra thing, so Asami and Korra are going to be spending a lot of time together. Because lesbians. On Airbum Island, the Aang clan is having dinner, with Boomy trying to pass some gas. Bolin is also here because he has no life outside of being comedic relief. Mako is in the dog pig house after the meltdown that was his love life. While investigating the appearance of more airbenders, we get the most satisfying scene in the show. After waking up from his concussion, he heads back to his ex's island to report what he found and be emasculated some more. Sugar Mama Asami lets her girl toy drive the car. They both agree never to do that again. And they go back to talking about their favorite topic, how they regret dating Mako. But then Season 2 has to come back to ruin even that. Whiplash Tenzin has to step in to justify the colossal mistake that was leaving the portals open. This gets interrupted by Bolin, who got demoted to being a messenger boy. The air mutant from earlier is trying to jump and the police are no help. People puncher Korra goes up to talk him down, which works a little too well. Once Korra saves him, Tenzin happily welcomes him into his cult. President shows up to kick Korra out of the city, and she celebrates with shots. So now Korra is abandoning the mess she made to go catch airbenders with Tenzin. Over on a remote mountain prison, a homeless man solos the White Lotus flunkies. And hello everyone, I'd like you to meet Zahir, the best villain in Korra. Rebirth. Airbenders are back in the world. Tenzin finds out getting people to abandon their culture and beliefs is harder than he expected. And Zahir is getting the band back together. Team Avatar plus Mako is on a world tour to find more X-Men. It's a total bust because, let's all be honest here, if a bald stranger in bright clothes showed up at your door asking you to become a monk, we'd all tell him to fuck off. And the gang has to resort to kidnapping to get people to join them. Comedic depression Bolin says they need to rebrand the Air Nomads, and has a circus performance to trick people into signing up, but are only able to get one recruit. This kid. What was this guy's name again? The no one cares thief, who's on the run from the cops, and after he gets outed, is forced to join the monks as punishment. Meanwhile, in between all this setup, more setup is going on, with Zahir busting his crew out of their incredibly complex and expensive prisons. Starting with Kazan, an earthbender trapped in a wooden prison in the middle of the ocean. What makes this guy so dangerous? Oh, he's just an earthbender who can control magma frisbees. Making old fans everywhere do a double take as we realize the wiki lied to us. Then together they go to a volcano prison. Yes, they wasted who knows how much money building a prison in a goddamn volcano, because the death penalty is for quitters. Ming Hua is an armless waterbender who can bend better than most armed benders. Say that 20 times fast. Despite Katara being shown to be useless without her arms. But it looks cool, so I'll allow it. With his better team Avatar almost complete, he goes off to find his killer queen. Oh, and Zuko is back in the show now, so... The Earth Queen. We return to Ba Sing Se to find that it's, thankfully, still a shithole. While Korra and Asami are busy moving the plot along, Mako and Bolin meet their long-lost family, because the writers created these brothers and are contractually obligated to give them screen time. Up in the Sky Palace, Street Rat is harassing a veteran, and already making moves on the only other relevant child character. The show begins with another heavy round of nostalgia baiting that would have felt earned if the first 2 seasons weren't such a mixed bag, so now it feels like desperate pandering. Out of that godforsaken city, Korra is here to meet the Earth Queen and get help finding more airbenders. But the Earth Queen is a narcissistic dictator, That sends Korra on a fetch quest to get her to leave. While the B plot is happening, Mako and Bolin are chasing their captive around the city, as No Name tries to make his escape. We get a small chase scene that ends when the brothers run into a garbage fruit salesman who has Bolin's brains and brawn with Mako's bad attitude, attacking them because they called him out for selling bad fruit. The fruit jock's dad walks in and, in the coincidence of coincidences, recognizes them, revealing that he's their uncle, dragging them to meet their extensive extended family. Things get awkward when Red and Emerald have to break the bad news that their parents, they got Disneyed. Over in the Asami and Korra Ate a Dictator adventure, they show up to collect taxes that were definitely extorted from the poor locals. Out of nowhere, some Mad Max rejects appear to steal the stolen money, not realizing the bisexual can of whoop-ass they just opened, getting maimed horribly for bringing a stick to a bender fight. Running away, Korra and Asami realize they might be the bad guys here. And speaking of former bad guys, the goat, Zuko, meets the water versions of his wife, and all three of them go into the fridge that's holding Zahir's girlfriend. Bolin is finally amongst his people and killing the crowd. That gets interrupted so we can get more backstory for the parents. None of it's needed, but it's sweet. The cousin that's voiced by Beast Boy lets slip that the Earth Queen is allegedly kidnapping the Airbenders, giving this feels trip a plot essential reason for existing. Then for a cliffhanger, the Dai return to be the scariest mofos in the room, and kidnap the kid I have no connection to, throwing him in jail. In Harm's Way, the episode that peaks in the first 4 minutes, then spends the rest of the time on a prison break you'll watch through your iPhone. Starting where the last episode left off, Zahir is coming for his girl, who's locked up in a maximum security fridge. On top, Tonrock, which is just standing outside in the cold waiting for someone to show up, and thankfully rather than freezing to death, Zahir's team arrives. Fighting begins and we see how broken No Hands Minghua's waterbending skills are. Like, this stuff is insane. Breaking the tall one out of prison, we get a hit with some fresh member berries. After climbing out of there, Sparky Boom Woman Plea shows off her combustion powers, which are one of the only 2 powers in the show where I think they're stretching their magic system. The prisoners make their escape. Zahir and Plea are getting freaky in front of their friends. Now, sadly, we have to go back to Ba Sing Se, where Korra is taking out her anger in her usual way. The boys come back to give the info dump, exciting Korra as she now has an excuse to burn this palace to the ground. Over at dinner, everyone is using modern morality to justify what they're about to do, while Boomy stands in the corner reminding them that none of what the Queen is doing is technically illegal. But no one wants to hear that non-21st century backtalk. MacGuffin daughter steps up saying she has the other BS power that I alluded to earlier. Heading to Lake Laogai because they might as well, Jinora shows off the Airbenders' special ability. Earthbenders have metal bending, fire has lightning, water had blood bending, and what does air get? Astral projection. Yeah, the Airbenders really got the short end of the stick on this one. So the Airbenders are getting kept underneath the Earth Queen's palace, but luckily the badass Lin shows up to let everyone know that Zahir and his posse are all free. Freaking out Tenzin, but Korra could care less, and they go ahead with their rescue mission. Jinora is with this kid apparently. The Dai show their faces, which cost them all their power. The Queen is here to be a dick, and the imprisoned Airbenders blow her away. So after everyone's escaped, Tenzin finally gets his cult sales pitch down, now that he's talking to people that have nothing left and will die if they go back home. Tenzin leaves with his new students, and that's the end of that. The Metal Clan. We meet another New Age cult led by Lin's sister. Bolin finally gets laid, and Zahir finally settles on a look. Chief of Police Lin has left her job to bodyguard Korra and is already regretting that decision. The next stop on the Airbending Collection tour is Zaofu, home of the Metal Clan, who Lin hates for reasons that extend beyond them being hippies. Staying aboard the ship, we get to see the city of the future, showing off the wonders of capitalism and coming from money. So after watching some earthbending ballet and getting a quick cameo for season 4's villain, the other daughter, Su Yin, finally makes an appearance. This bald guy can detect lies and reveals that someone else is on the ship. Bad feeling about this. Korra outs Lin, and the sister fighting begins. These two hate each other, but we'll find out why later, because first we need to meet Sue's forgettable kids. We have the twins that invented Tron, the goth artist, the future asshole, and the girl next door, Opal. And after 2 seasons of being the butt of every joke, the writers finally decide to throw Bolin a bone. Opal is also the airbender they've been looking for. After one lesson, they break for dinner. Allegedly the nice one, Sue, can't stop making digs at her sister. War criminal, yeah, he's a war criminal, Varric, is also here to be wacky and to wear out his shtick. Lin is pissed because Varric is an actual war criminal, and Sue is letting him stay because second chances are mandatory here. Over this, Lin leaves to go punch some magic horses in the mouth. After Lin and Mako have a quick chat. Hey, I think I have a shot with Opal. Could you not stab me in the back this time? Fuck it, you can have her. I'm 2 pissed off exes in. A third just might kill me. Hell yeah. The nicest people in the room hit it off, but you can't have Bolin be too happy, so Korra steps in to use Opal to solve the family drama. Puppy kicker Lin kicks a literal puppy, and even Korra admits that that was a dick move. Now, over in the B-plot, Bald Zahir snuck into Air Reject Island and makes no attempt to hide the fact he already knows airbending. He blows his cover to steal a necklace by his favorite monk, he gets caught by Cindy Lou Who, and after a small motive rant, Kaya comes in and finally realizes who he is. After a short but epic fight, the Mad Monk gets away, and that was the last time Kaya ever did anything. Old Wounds, the Beifong family flashback. Nosering heard about what a prick Lin has been, so he tells her to visit an acupuncturist where she'll feel at home. Not getting the sarcasm, she actually goes there, where to her surprise, the needles induce flashbacks to when she was a suck-up who became a cop to win mommy's approval. And her sister was a rebellious teen who was hanging out with pretty boy criminals. Out in the real world, Korra is learning metal bending to kill time, and Bolin pretends to have an arc by having a complex about not being a metal bender. Now, back to the story we actually want to see. Young Lin has been working the beat where she is in the hot pursuit of some robbers, forcing them to make an emergency stop, except bam, it's her sister. Forcing her to wake up and ruining the decor, Lin stumbles home only to realize she's still tripping and stumbles back to finish the session. So the two sisters are having a standoff, with Sue blowing off the armed robbery thing. Had enough, Lin sees her chance to get her own room again, tries to take her sister to jail. Sue cuts the line, and as it doubles back, barely misses Lin's eye. At the station, Toph tries to both sides of the situation by being angry at both of them, when, let's be real, Lin has issues. But Sue is really in the wrong here. Abusing her authority, Toph decides to send Sue to her grandparents and cover up the whole incident. Though, Lin has thoughts on the whole situation. Excuse me. Hi, Lin Beifong, your other daughter. Might not recognize me, lost a quarter of my face today. Just wanted some clarification. My sister who, and you can keep this in the record, is a face-ruining bitch, was an accomplice to armed robbery, resisted arrest, caused my aforementioned loss of face, and is now getting away with all of it because she's your daughter. Just say what you want to say, Lin. Well, Chief Beifong, Toph, Mom, you blind, child-favoring hypocrite! After reliving all those traumatic memories, Lin has had enough and wants to kick her sister's ass, blaming her for Toph retiring, which seems like a stretch, but whatever, rage isn't rational. Sue tries the I'm a different person angle, but can't stop herself from making a dig about Tenzin dumping Lin. Way to ruin your argument there. So the sisters start throwing hands and rocks, till Opal cools them both off, and Lin finally runs out of adrenaline, passing out. Waking up the next morning, apparently over all of it, and enjoying kelp shakes, having a heart-to-heart with her niece, calling her the only memorable member of her family. Then, because this episode needs a cheap catharsis, goes to bury the hatchet with her sister, now that they got all that pent-up aggression, proving once and for all that violence solves everything. Elsewhere in the villain plot, Team Special Abilities makes their grand escape out of the city by hijacking an ice cream truck and melting a bridge, and with the power of some air bullshit, now know where to go next. Episode 7, the original Airbenders, will be happening next week. Like, share, and subscribe.